Hey, thanks for stopping by our channel. Today I want to show you some of our tomato plants that have developed giant flowers known as megablooms. We have two kinds of tomato plants that we're growing. The seeds are from a couple years ago from our old garden, and we're not exactly sure what kinds they are, but we're pretty sure that one of them is a beefsteak tomato, and that one is labeled best tomato. And we have a tomato that is we're pretty sure it's a sun gold, and that is labeled dad's tomatoes because Jen's dad gave us those seeds. Our beefsteak tomatoes have this giant flower. Probably 7 of the 9 plants so far have these giant flowers that's basically several flowers fused together to make one giant flower. You can see here's a regular flower, and then there's the megabloom, and this megabloom, it stretches, I mean it's clustered all the way around the bottom of the flower as well. So the thing is just huge. We'd never seen a megabloom before, so we had to look it up, and I also contacted a few of my YouTube homesteading friends and asked them about it, and they had never experienced a megabloom either. So I thought it'd be a good video to make and get the information out there, the information that I have anyway. So what we found is that they're generally found in large tomato types, and like I said, ours is a beefsteak, and it's appearing on those. They usually show up early in the season with the first flowers that are forming, and they do require extra help with pollination. It's best to use a paintbrush or something and try to pollinate it. From what I read also, it's best to pollinate them when the flowers first open, and these have been open already for a week, so I don't know if I'm going to be catching this in time. But we do also do a method with our tomato plants where you tap them or shake them, and that's supposed to help with pollination. But with the megablooms, from what I read, you really need to help them with pollination and do it several times where you're using a paintbrush. Basically, you can touch another flower and get pollen from another flower and just kind of paint that megabloom all over the place. And I'm going to do this again after the sun has been out for a while. These are still kind of moist, but I'm kind of showing you this as a demonstration. You can also use an electric toothbrush to pollinate the flowers. Here's a link on pollinating with a paintbrush or an electric toothbrush. We do have several plants in the garden to attract bees, and there have been bees up here, so hopefully they've been working on pollinating the tomatoes as well. If a megabloom does produce fruit, it'll usually have what's called cat facing, with scarring and pitted spots or indentation cavities, kind of deformed tomatoes, but it'll be a big old mutant tomato with a bunch of tomatoes together as one. And sometimes I've read they produce seeds and sometimes they don't, but if they do produce seeds, they're highly sought after for people growing tomatoes to try and grow a record-breaking size tomato, or the heaviest tomato. You got this, world record holder. Make me proud. The heaviest tomato on record is 8.61 pounds, and that was from a megabloom tomato that was grown by Dan Sutherland in Walla Walla, Washington, of my home state. The weight was confirmed by the GPC, the Great Pumpkin Commonwealth, and that is really a thing. I'll put a Facebook link in the description below. While I'm on the subject of tomatoes, we also have this tomato plant, which doesn't look anything like the other two that we have, so we're not sure what the heck this thing is. It almost looks like a cross between a tobacco plant and a tomato, so this may be a tomato we can smoke. We'll see. With this tomato plant, we're going to pinch off the other little regular sized buds so that all of the nutrients can make their way to this megabloom, because we'd like to try to grow this into a super tomato. We'll also be clipping off little regular sized buds on one of the Megabloom plants that's planted in the ground. So we'll have one in a pot and one in the ground, and we'll see how they do. The other thing we're doing is we're pinching off the Megabloom off of one of the plants that's in the ground and one of the plants that's in a pot. What I've done is put some stakes in the Megabloom tomatoes, or near them. We've got Megabloom 1, and that's the one where I'm going to trim all of the other flowers and just let the nutrients concentrate on the Megabloom. And then we've got Megabloom 2, Megabloom 3 is pinched, and I've got that Megabloom pinched means I pinched off the Megabloom, and we're just going to see how the regular tomatoes form on that one. And this is Megabloom 4, and it looks like a good candidate for the plant that's in the ground that we're going to leave the Megabloom on and pinch off the other regular sized flowers. And Megabloom 5, Megabloom 6 is pinched, MBP, and that flower is down there somewhere, but we pinched off the Megabloom off of that one. And then we have Megabloom 7. If you've had experience with a Megabloom, let me know in the comments how that worked out for you. Did you grow fruit? Did it not grow fruit? Did it have seeds? I'd like to know any information anybody has out there, because I didn't find a whole lot of information about Megablooms. So again, put it in the comments. Love to hear it.